Out here looking like say it, man, but shit, if I don't top my hair up, they cut it too high. It just won't lay right, so bear with me. Oh, I ain't put the mic in. I don't even care. I ain't getting on the freeway, so I'll put the mic in the next video. So, Bob Arum saying Inoue versus Junto Nakatani would be a bigger fight than Crawford and Crawford and Canelo. So, I want to talk about that. My thing is this. I feel like if you really got the superior fight, and it's a difference between bigger and better, I'll get to that. I feel like if you really feel like you got the superior fight, you ain't got to say it. The product is going to speak for itself, but I guess when you're promoting something, you got to put it out there in the air. But don't nobody in America care about the lower weight classes, and I think you starting to see some of these dudes who, some people are happy in America that boxing is, they feel like saying, well, boxing is in a bad place, and they saying, well, it's because boxing is international now and it's doing live in the well overseas, right? And we don't care nothing about that. We caring about American boxers, or just in general, good fights wherever they at. That's what we want. And will Junto Nakatani and Inoue fight be better than Canelo-Crawford? I believe it will. On paper, that's the better fight, but honestly, the average person that's, a fan of boxing, I know in America, for a fact, they don't really care about the weight classes below 147 pounds. Really talk. Anything really above lightweight and below, they really don't care about. And there's exceptions to that. There's exceptions to that. But that's why you see Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Aaron Pryor climb from those ranks trying to get up a little bit higher. But it's the difference between bigger and better. In Japan, numbers-wise, that fight might be better, but when you're talking about bringing in revenue, it's probably going to be Canelo-Crawford. It's going to be a big site fee. It's going to excite people. And the promotion really ain't started yet because they don't have a venue. They don't have a venue, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be a great fight over there. That guy got hella knockouts, bigger guy, 68.5-inch reach, 5'8", Junto Nakatani, and Inoue, you know what I'm saying? I think I think what's best for him in that particular fight, him and Crawford is I don't want to say fighting defensive or fighting safe, but fighting smart. And I think Inoue has all the ability to fight smart, and if he don't fight smart and he be too aggressive with this guy, he could find himself looking at the roof of the arena, and it could be a wrap. So you got to understand that. When you fighting dangerous punchers or bigger guys, and that's both Crawford and Inoue is fighting, you have to break them down. And you can't just break them. You can't break anything down finesse wise. You know what I'm saying? You have to use some power, some brute strength. You know what I'm saying? And some finesse. You have to use everything. But to break something down in boxing, you got to use a lot of power, a lot of brute strength, whatever. So they both got to find a way to really break their opponents down, and they both have the skill sets to really break the opponent down. Whether it be some power, some speed, the intellect, and it's really, when you move up in weight, it's really about beating guys with your intellect and your speed. That's why you see guys move up. They don't try to move full-fledged, move on up, or try to rehydrate as much. It's all about maintaining your biggest advantage is your speed, your IQ, because historically, or even now, usually when you go down in weight, you get more skill, you get more speed. That's you have exceptions to the rules. When you move down in weight, each fighter becomes more skilled, and they more faster. So that's your biggest advantage: your skill set and your speed. That's what guys gotta understand. When you moving up, when you lower you go, the more skilled, the faster they are. So kind of when you're dealing with those situations, that's your asset moving up. So you don't want to put on too much weight, right? You don't want to come in there trying to prove a point. I can hurt you neither too fast. So, but in my opinion, that is the better fight than Inoue and Nakatani. But the bigger fight will be Canelo and Crawford. And people, because and a lot of people are two reasons saying Canelo and Crawford is the lesser of the fight, because the enigma of Crawford moving up. Common sense tell you the guy basically jumping up 3 weight classes. He fought once at 54. Common sense tell you that common sense tell you that he gonna struggle with the weight adjustment, struggle with the physicality, the power, and also people just see Canelo last 2 fights. I can say since the Triple G fight, man, his performance has been trash. And somebody in the comment section was telling me, well, he's not lazy, he just don't go for the knockout. Who won overtime? He's lazy. Canelo Alvarez has become lazy. He's become a lazy fighter. He's become a lazy fighter. I still got out later than I wanted to. I'm so fucking mad about this. He's still considered, he's a lazy fighter. His heart not in it, and he lazy. That's my opinion. That sparring partner was like, he just straight up quitting sparring. He don't want to do it no more. He just, he's making sure he, add more money to his financial portfolio before he get up out of here. So if he can add an extra 400 M's with turkey a la sheep, shit, up and off your feet, Craig. Ain't no time to beat your meat. So yeah, but we talking about bigger, better, whatever, how you, the better fight is Inoue and Nakatani. But they, you got both smaller guys fight bigger guys, in my opinion. So you're gonna really see the skill set. And that's so crazy that Chris Eubanks let Conor Benn break his motherfucking face. That's to let you know how fucking whack Arnold's that nigga is. Motherfucking ass. Real talk, nigga ass. Real spill. A nigga break your face like that. A smaller man coming up who ain't even on the orange juice no more. It's wild, man. But yeah, man. I can't wait to see that shit, man. Either one of them. Well, more of it Inoue Nakatani fight. I don't really care about the Crawford and Canelo fight. I know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be a movie in Vegas for Crawford Canelo. Whenever they want to do it, and wherever they do it at, it's gonna be a movie for sure. So, yeah, I feel like I left my shit. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I think I left my shit in her car. But it is what it is. Or I left it in the house. But yeah, we'll see. But Bob got to put his twist. But he right. He right in the sense. If I had to pay to see one fight, it'd be Nakatani and Inoue. That shit gonna be crack. That shit gonna be crack for sure. That shit gonna be crack. So I had to pay to see one fight. It would be that fight. He ain't lying about that. But as far as the better fight, the bigger fight is Canelo-Crawford. So this should be a fun fight. But Bob always gotta have his selling points. That's what he gonna do. Bob gonna have his selling points, and Bob gonna have his selling points. He always gotta put somebody else's event and prop his up. So he been doing that for years. The fans dictate which fight is more popular, and you got those fraction of fans that live in America that's so invested into international boxing. And yeah, I mean, if the fight don't interest me, I ain't watching wherever it's at. I ain't watched that Josh Tyler shit last night. Hell no, for what? Fuck, I'm watching that card for it. I didn't care. I didn't fucking care. But I got a video going talking about, Josh Taylor, what he should do moving on. But, quite frankly, Bob, Bob being Bob, where's this mythical, partnership with PBC? We ain't got no one fight going on. I think Keyshawn might be the last fight on ESPN. Keyshawn and Edwin De Los Santos. Yeah, that might be the last fight on ESPN. Because really UFC getting off ESPN, boxing leaving. They got rid of Around the Horn. Then they had their last show. PTI need to go. That shit smell like mothballs, old people in mothballs. So it's gonna be interesting to see what type of programming ESPN got. You know, where they get in the business of showing sports movies, where they just continue to show reruns of Sports Center. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know what else they got up their sleeve. But the only thing I really enjoy watching on ESPN at this point, other than the highlights on Sports Center, is NFL matchup. That's it. All the other shows, like, it's corny. Like, Get On Up, corny. First Take without Shannon Sharp, corny. So I don't watch shit on ESPN. Then obviously they got SEC football, NBA, NFL. So let's see what it is, man. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video. Hit the link in the description. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon. Check out the Box News playlist. Peace.